Hey guys, it's your daily ASMR podcast. We're gonna be whispering in your ears this week about some things, surely. Nah, okay, let's be real. It's us here at Off the Binge, your go-to anime seasonal podcast, where we give you our hot takes and in-depth reviews and our just talk about what we want to talk about any given week. All right.
Truly.
This week it's only me and my boy Vash here. So it's gonna probably be a little bit more brief than normal, unfortunately. Because I can't talk about a lot of the shit I want to talk about because I don't want to spoil my friend. So here we are.
Chat. In case you didn't know, Gremlin here is a bit sad, a bit moist of his frustration that he can't really deep dive into ReZero, Bookworm, and a few other shows that Nate would be here and chewing at his teeth and like, yo, he's ready to talk about the Ace of Diamond. What shit adaptation or great adaptation this episode of the game or ReZero that Vash was supposed to catch up this week, aka myself, but I didn't get to because life been busy, gym, moving process, and catching out a lot of binge chilling. Don't worry, chat. I have a couple binge chilling options. But I've also been catching up to a lot of season of anime and a few other stuff. Spider and Noir, a few TV shows, a few movies. So I've been catching a lot to media. I've been busy locking. Haven't had the chance to stream because of life and decisions. But however, stay tuned on twitch.tv/Anime Wistoria because, hey, a live stream may happen this week. Once or twice, but stay tuned on which one it could be. But like Grandma said, this is the Off the Bench episode 81, 81. Mixing 5. Congrats to our boys in New York City. We won. We actually made it happen after 53 years, and the World Cup is happening.
How the hell, by the way, did the Spurs throw that away? The Spurs, look, I don't care. Like, if y'all don't know anything about sports ball, fair enough. But the Spurs had a significantly better team.
Oh.
They had better stars. They had better players. Their bench was deeper. Everything about the Spurs was better. They have a better organization from the ground up. Everything about the Spurs on paper is better. But you know what New York did? They said, ha, that's funny. Fuck you. Anyway, we're coming back 20 in the halftime, and we're going to beat you. Like, all right. Shit,
not just once, not just twice, but 3 times in the second halftime.
So, yeah, the Knicks won.
New York is crazy.
I'm a little bit worried about the life of some of my friends that live in New York because I know how bad it gets in LA when we win. I'm afraid for people in New York.
Oh, Chad, it's crazy. New York. As a New Yorker, raised in New York, and I could call myself one, that they are crazy here in the streets. They have motherfuckers literally doing a pull-up in a traffic light. What for? Don't know why. Don't know what is that flexing. You're just doing crazy wild monkey shit on a fucking traffic light. Why? What for? Don't know. Happened in Times Square, 34th Street by MSG. One of the biggest arenas in the world known. And you're doing it outside just because, it is what it is. Hey, don't fire. Just what Graham said, chat. This Monday that you guys are watching, this past weekend for any New Yorkers, we literally have Knicks on a party on a Saturday and a Sunday the Puerto Rican parade. And we also have the World Cup still happening within the New York City area. So just saying, there's like a party almost every day right now in New York until the end of this World Cup and other sports going on right now. So it's a bit crazy. But hey, if you're also stuck at home and watching anime, this is your spot. Because, this is a beautiful way to tell you guys that this is your go-to seasonal anime podcast where we dive into the best and the worst and the hidden gems of each anime season. So we appreciate for everyone checking out. This is your seasonal anime podcast. Go check out MemoryNK for his live streams or whenever he does his Twitch.
Bro, he gave up on even giving reactions to ReZero, bro. He's cooked. We love the man, but goddamn it, man.
Hey, he cooked, he tried, but at least, we also gotta give a shout out to Neko-chan because she's putting her One Piece journey continuing along the ground.
Time after like a month of taking a break, man, I chewed her out too. Don't worry, boys.
Yeah.
I gave her a bit. My DMs with her are literally Órale, mamacita, ¿qué es la problema? ¿Qué está diciendo? Órale, like, come on.
Hey,
You
where's
said you're doing
Lockdown?
this stuff. Well, what's up?
Yeah, what's that
And
Patreon at?
she's like, shut up, I'm locked in. I said, bro, you haven't done One Piece in like 2 months. And she's like, I'm getting to it. I said, you haven't done your podcast in a month and a half. She's like, I was planning on doing it today. I said, pues, why are you on VR chat? So if you actually wanna catch Neko, go on to VR chat. She normally hangs out at like the Black Cat or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know, bro.
Damn, just blow her spot right
Um,
now. Girls watching
but
this.
yeah, I'm
She like,
blowing
you
up her spot.
motherfucker! Shut up!
So
By the way,
yeah,
Chad, she also said,
she is streaming. She has been streaming the past 4 days in a row, like 4 or 5 days in a row. So go check her out if you aren't already.
on top of that, if you guys also do, go support her Patreon, go support her Kickstarter. I believe that she has. I believe that's what it's right. Kickstarter? No, it's not. That's the wrong one.
I don't know if it's over already, but yeah, it was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing. So we appreciate all the support there when it comes to Neko-chan. She also is going to be a guest maybe next week or two if she did catch up to her season of anime. Who knows?
But she's like 4 weeks behind. She was telling me, dude, she's cooked.
Oh,
I
she's
don't know,
cooked. She's
man.
cooked. So, Chad,
She's so
she
cooked.
might not show up. Who knows? But you know
Who
where you can
knows?
show up. We're here for the binge chilling. One of our segments that we actually do talk about. Did any of
Yeah.
the team actually binge something together, or did we do any
Now we don't
individual
binge stuff
binges?
together. That's dumb. Like that was an idea that we never actually did.
Hey, we will
But
eventually. We will.
I'm gonna do mine first because I only got one thing, and I'm
All
not
right.
even gonna tell you what it is. If you go on my anime list, you can see my Annie list. You can go see what it is. I haven't hidden it like I normally do. But I am watching a show. I'm 7 episodes of 12 in to a show, and I'm watching it with a friend. It's a show that I know everybody's gonna be like, "Wait, you haven't seen this yet?" But I am watching a show, so I will get back to y'all when I finish said show.
Oh, is it the one that you
Um,
checked off 23 hours ago?
I think it's been about a day since I watched an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see the one. I have not watched it either.
Oh well, I know Nate has, so I'm hopefully gonna be done by next week, and Nate can hear my thoughts on that series.
So it's doing
It's a
chat.
lot of fun right now. Just I'm not gonna blow up the spot. You know, I don't want no one to know about it, but I will let y'all know next week. Hopefully, I am watching with a friend, so you know, I may or may not be done next week. It really depends on if she's gonna be around and we're gonna be watching. But yeah, so I have one.
All right. So he has one. Your boy here does not have one. He has a couple because, like I said it on the Weekends podcast, I spoke about catching up to Spider Noir, a few other TV shows, movies. I did watch Obsession. So go check that out if you guys want to hear my thoughts on those live action and other pop culture media. But talking about anime. So, for those that don't know, we each have an anime list. Go check out, like, if you want to see what Graham is watching, myself, Nate, and Neko, and a few others. It's down below in the description for the links. But on the phone, sometimes when I'm watching, so I'm always up to date. I just go to my phone, swipe left, right. This is not a sponsor ad for anime. The reason I'm giving this context, because when I went to my phone, Endless app phone version doesn't give you in categories or in where I have like my winter seasonal, my spring seasonal, my summer seasonal. It doesn't have that. It just has it on one watching. Graham, in my fucking on one watching on the app, it was telling me Vash is watching 110 animes. And I'm like, who the fuck is this dude that's watching 110? Ain't me. Fuck no, ain't me. That's a lie. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's time to dedicate which ones I'm dropping, which ones I'm keeping, which ones I'm gonna finish. I'm like, you know what? I'm not starting no new shit until I actually finish the ones that I say 612 and everything. So I'm gonna just say the ones I already dropped. Cause ones that I once aside there, I'm like, why the fuck you still here? One of them was Don't Toy With Me, Mrs. Nagataro. That one, dropped that shit once aside. I'm like, oh, watch one episode out of 12, drop your ass. The other one I dropped was a some type of etchy one. The Machina Sun, I think it's the robot one. I dropped that shit in a heartbeat. I did finish one was Failure Frame. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with a low level spell. I finally finished that from episode 8 to 12. So after a couple years since it's been out, I believe, It's been out since 2024. I finally finished it now, 2026. 2 years too late. This was a summer anime, and I finished in spring. So finally in due time, finally got that shit out of my system, and happy that I finally started it. Finally finished it. I also started Rory Rocks. Was planning to finish. I did tell MemoryNK that I was putting the work to finish it, just like Nippon as well, and catch up and be up to date. But sadly I didn't. I will be cut up for next week for our week 12 coverage. But for this one, is what it is. I didn't get to finish it, and Rory Rocks I will make time for next week. On top of that, there was another two that I planned to finish. When it comes to it, was one that I thought I did, but it seems like from Endless and Crunchyroll, it says that I was paused around episode 8 through 6, and it was a risky. Are you the only one who loves me? And it was that one, and the other one was the banished former heel lives as he please. Those were the other two I was gonna finish, because both of them said 6 out of 12. So I'm like, oh, let me wrap these two and continue on along with my day. So that's what's my goal of wrapping up a few of these seasonal anime, get them off my docket. So I went from 110 to like 97 animes. So there's a few that I dropped, there's a few that I put on hold, and I'm just happy about that. Like, you ain't watching 110. I'm watching like 30 to 50 ones that are seasonal, and then ones that are not, like One Piece and a few others, Digimon, ReZero, and Jobless Reincarnation and a few others. Yeah, those I'm doing, but not fucking 97. Fuck out of here. So stay tuned, chat, for the next couple weeks until summer season. Once that I'm gonna be continuing knocking out for the seasonal anime lineup of my backlog. I'm gonna be wrapping up these backlogs. The Power Ranger one, any of those that I've had that I didn't get to finish, I'm wrapping those up. Even I'm gonna also finish Medalist, because the last 4 episodes I didn't get to, English dub issue or whatever it was. I'm gonna finish Medalist season 2. So I'm proud of myself. I'm being productive. Even if I'm not streaming my ReZero, my task that I'm supposed to do, I'm getting work done, and I'm hitting my backlog. So, Graham, are you proud of me that I'm getting some at least off the list?
Hey man, it's I'm proud, yeah.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Like, it's good to see that at least some is coming on the docket. One anime that I did finish from the spring season, I will talk about it during the Isekai portion, because it was one of the Isekais that already did finish out of the spring season already. So some animes are better hit the 12th episode this week on week 11, and then week 12 or week 13 we may have one for this season to talk about a tier list, but only time will tell. But other than that, if we don't got no more for Ben Chillen, we can move on to the main attraction of our show, because Chad, we have, it's just being Graham for tonight. So we don't have much to talk about for binge, and we didn't binge anything together. We don't have anything to talk about. So without further ado, Chad, let's get back into our seasonal anime discussion. We're discussing from June 8th of last week, Monday, to June 14th of this Sunday. So whatever has come out from this week, spoilers are in the comment section below. So those that are, watching and reading, watching and reading, watching and listening, we appreciate for everyone checking us out. For those that don't know, the seasonal spotlight has the shonen, the drama, the romance, and the isekai categories. And as usual, we always tackle the first one, the shonen conversation, the shonen discussion, the action and sports all included. Any honorable mention do we have with that first, Man-God Grem?
First, huh? All right. We're gonna start out with our shonen category, which we're starting with Snowball Earth, right? Um, Fuck this show, fuck this bad guy, fuck the good guy, fuck everything. This show's stupid. I'm fucking done. I'm watching it. I'm not gonna drop it. But dude, the whole ideology is stupid. At least our boy called him dumb and said, "No, that's stupid." I was like, "Fuck, you want to be the hero? Be the hero, bitch. Like, do it. I'm good." Like, fair enough. You know what? I'm starting to like the kid a little bit more, because like at the end of the day, the kid was wrong more than anybody by this. So like, yeah, I'm okay with the kid just saying fuck it, you do it then. Like, because frankly, the kid was a kid. Like, I think he's 20 now. I think he's in his 20s now. But at the time, he was like an 8-year-old or like a 12-year-old that was made to fight these intergalactic kaiju and shit.
By
And he was on a
his
ship for 10 years. And so he's like 22. Like he's a young kid, you know? And he's doing all this dumb shit. And he's like, man, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm putting my life on the line and you're trying to kill me because you want to be me? Be me then. Do it. But why are you trying to kill humans? What the fuck is wrong with you and your ideology? You're stupid. You want to help? You want to be the hero? Then be the hero. Stop trying to kill me. Like, I'll let you do it. You know. So respect to the kid. I'm happy with him. But I hate this villain. I hate this entire plot point. I hate the kids that have been. I don't hate the kids. The kids have been brainwashed, so they're not so bad. But like, it's just, man, this whole first plot of Snowball Earth has been so underwhelming and stupid. The only good thing about this entire episode is that he wasn't smart enough to do it alone, and there was someone else, probably someone working with the kaiju,
thank
because
you.
she clearly seemed evil.
She ain't
is-
normal. That neck
she's
ain't
not
normal.
So I wonder how long the kaiju have been on the Earth. I wonder how long they've been setting this up, and I wonder if she's a kaiju user, or if she's a kaiju herself. If there's like human form kaiju on like some Arankar type shit. Like I don't know. I'm like, there's definitely stuff here that's not making me drop this shit. But if this bad guy was the main villain of the entire story, like this fucking white dumbass dude who just wants to be the hero, I would have dropped this shit fucking 6 episodes ago and not even felt bad.
I cannot add more
So
to what you said in the statement because this just perfectly sums up to what I felt about this episode. That's why I want to really quickly discuss it. But you said it perfectly. Like, it was nothing that I can add more that wasn't said. Is that this episode literally gave you a questionable villain that, oh, this person that has a weird ass neck being bended, don't look human at all, but acted human, but then say, hey, you better get this done. You just don't want to be the savior. Yeah, let's destroy this, galactic cruiser. Now it makes sense how this, galactic cruiser back in episode 2 was about to send a good fucking, cannon blaster to the kaijus, but then they got self-destructed, destroyed, and eaten by the kaijus. We couldn't do shit about it. That explained, but I do agree with what you said about his villain. Was weak, and you said it 100% perfectly. Take my savior duty. Let me live life. I never got that, so can't add more. Other than that, when it comes to Shonen, I would love to talk about Dr. Stone, but my boy Nate is not here, so I will wait until that conversation for next week episode chat for episode 82 to talk about week 12 when it comes to Dr. Stone, and we still have one more episode week 13 to talk about that when it comes to Dr. Stone. So don't worry, chat, we still have time when it comes to Dr. Stone. You have another Shonen to shout out to? Any Shonen series or action series
as
overall?
a shout out, I don't as a shout out, I'm trying to think if there's anything I would shout out.
Kill
There
Blue?
was a really dumb episode of uh, there's a really dumb episode of Iruma-Kun that was a lot of fun. It was all about trying to get our boy Locke trying to make moves on Elizabetta, which is fun. Trying to let Lead do that, which was a lot of fun. And Lead taking everyone to court for getting too close to Elizabetta and taking them to court, saying like, "Jazz, you touched her face. Sabro, you were holding her in a deep embrace, and all this, and and what about you, Iruma? You wrote her a love letter." And which is all like in context, it was all because of the performance that they were doing, and Iruma had to get his feelings out so that he could properly do a performance that he felt would be good. So like, it was all for the performance, but of course Lead is in love with Elizabetta, as are most boys in the class, to be frankly honest. Most of them are pretty in love with Elizabetta. And yeah, it was just a stupid episode of let's start the first ever how does lead get the fucking Elizabetta's number, and then after that it was how does lead send the first text message to Elizabetta. And there's also another subplot where as um whereas and Clara were telling everyone what a friend is, and they made it sound like this demonic, like life vow type thing, and they're like, "Oh God!" And you're saying we're all in this contract with Iruma, whether we like it or not? It's like, yes, you all lay down your life for Iruma. It's like, holy shit! Well, fuck. I don't. That's kind of heavy. I don't know if we want to do that. And then they sat there and said, "But we're best friends, and that means it's a lifelong vow. Or it's a life and death long vow. We'll follow them even after we die, and we'll continue serving." And it's like, dude, that's heavy as shit. And then Aruma comes in, of course, and tells them what a friend actually is. It's like someone you enjoy hanging out with, and like a best friend is like the person that you like on a different level. Like you like take hanging out with them more than anybody else. And they're like, "Doesn't that make all of us best friends?" And Iruma was like, touched, and he's like, "Yeah." And before he could say yeah, Az and Clara said, "Fuck that! He's our best friend. Limit of 2. You can't have him."
I
Uh,
remember when I was a kid, people used to tell me that you can't have no more than 2 best friends. I remember that rule as a kid. Like, hey, you're gonna have 2 best friends,
the rule was always one
5
best.
close friends. It was the rule of 2 best friends, 5 close friends, and 7 friends. And you can have outside people as many as you want as acquaintance, classmates, or peers. And I'm like, who made these rules? Like, that's audacious.
Well, actually, it does come from a study that realistically, as a human being, there is only a set number of people that you can truly have in that friend circle that will never be gone, that will be permanent, that you will never get rid of. And it's like it's normally like 2 or 3 people that are like die hard, like they are your friend, your best friend. They will never be like anything less. They will always stick with you type beat. And then it's like there's like a limit of like 10 people that you can stay reasonably close to throughout your life and throughout every bad thing or good thing that can happen throughout your life. And then there's everyone else. And that was an actual study that was done, and it said it's purely based on the human's capacity to like remember and keep up with and be close with. There is a basis in studied fact, but I think everyone's different and everyone operates differently. But there it was a study done, and I know what you're talking about because I remember that type of shit being thrown around all the time because it was a study that was actually done.
Yeah,
So
I wonder if that study has been updated now with just social media, where like now it's easier to
I think
connect.
specifically social media helps like prove that point because you can have all these friends on the internet, but how many people do you actually like? You know what I mean? How
Yeah,
many people
talk
are
with
actually
outside of
super close
Discord or
to?
talk
Yeah.
outside. Yeah, that's an interesting conversation when it comes to that. But chat, let us know. Have you heard of this when you were a kid? Were you screamed at by your own friends, or were you told by your own best friend, like, "Nah, I'm your only best friend. You don't betray me. You don't leave me. I'm your only motherfucker that you get called to be called. Me call you best friend." I actually have heard and been told that, or heard other people tell other people.
Or even worse, have you ever thought someone was your best friend and they're like, "Yeah, that's cool, but you're not my best friend."
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that too. Been told that once, I believe, actually, from a close friend. That shit hurts. Chat, share your emotions, express. But I do want to say this is a shout out for what's come to be in the future. Fall season chat is gonna get bigger. We have Dragon Ball coming out. We have Bleach and a few others coming this summer and fall. But fall gets the return of the Black Clover new season. So I know I will be the only one watching because I know damn well I'm the only one watching Black Clover. So it's me talking to any fans that's watching off the bench and is a fan of Black Clover, and then you will be a fan of me discussing it. Write down the comment section and say you are one of the ones of me watching and hear my thoughts in the future, because I think I'm the only one watching Black Clover, because I don't think Graham or Nate watches Black Clover. I know Nate dropped a year on when it was happening, the anime with the host of a Julius, but I don't know if Graham watch or have you ever did.
I
Don't
don't know
know.
how far I got. I'm trying to remember where I got, because I remember I got at least to black uh black catcher,
Oh, it's about the
like that
song.
opening,
Oh, that opening was good. Well,
which is
the
like the 12th opening, right?
yeah, I
Like, so
believe.
I got pretty far. Like
Yeah,
I like
I believe you passed Nate then. Yeah, because I think Nate dropped it before then.
yeah, I didn't see, this is around the time when I didn't update my Annie list, so
Yeah, because Cypher, Nate, and a few others that was reading the manga, they dropped it all around the same time with the story with Julius, because there was like, I get it, story wise,
oh wait,
understandable.
what? I have watched all 170 episodes of Black Clover.
Hey, you have watched more than me. I watched up to 140. I didn't watch the last 20 the last 20 episodes because I read that in the manga, so I didn't get to watch it. But now I could have a reason to watch it because the anime returns this fall season. So a big shout
Oh, is
out.
it season 2 is what it is?
Yeah, season 2 will be continuing where the manga left off, and the manga where left off is when Asta got sent to the inspiration of the Japan kingdom.
Oh, when he got sent to the Clover Kingdom or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the stuff that we will be talking about in the fall season chat.
Is that where the Black, is that where the season ended of Black Clover?
Correct. That's where the season ended. Right before they went. The training of.
You have to like forgive me. It's been a while.
Yeah, of course,
since
of course. Right now in the season ending
Oh
of Black Clover.
wait! Black Clover ended 3 years ago, 5 years ago.
Anime wise, yes. Manga wise, it was last month.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know that, but 5 years ago it ended. That means me not remembering is because it's been 5 years at least
Yeah,
since I watched.
5 years, definitely makes sense. It's been that long. Asta literally was training with his, little black demon inside him. Does the last thing from the anime when Yami, fought the other elves. Sorry, not the other elves, the other demons.
See, I don't remember. I think I'm like on. I don't think I'm at 170. My Annie list says I'm at 170. I don't think I got there though.
All right, so maybe if anything, you might be where I'm at and the 130, because that's where Black Catcher came out, one of the last openings. Black
No, I
Catcher.
remembered that. I remember all of that, right? And then like the Witch King came and stopped like what was happening with the elves and stuff,
Yeah.
right? And then
That was around episode 90, and because around episode 130 to 150, the captains was having like their own was it when all the strong people have a little scrimmage? Yeah, like a little scrimmage. They had a little scrimmage. The captains were having a little scrimmage of a little fight in those episodes. So it was a little cool action.
I think the last thing I remembered, they went to like a hot spring or something with the one girl.
Oh, you was watching the filler. That was around 130. That was around 130. 130, 120. Because that was right after I paused it. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're not that far from what I left. If anything, Yumi can finish
I
it
mean,
together.
that's pretty far. That's like 40 episodes going.
Yeah, but hey, you're almost the same as me. If anything, Yumi can finish it together. Those last 20, 40 episodes are literally pure action heavy. So that I feel like that's a good entertainment aspect.
I don't know. I remember I really liked some of Black Clover.
It was fun. It's a good action. But Chad, if you like a bit of action, let's get on with our deep dives. We have a good 4 of them to talk about. We got Daemons, Ace, Wistoria, and Yozakura. So let's get on with the first one.
Ace of Diamond.
Oh, we're talking about Ace of Diamond first?
As you know, I love to hijack what the notes say and put whatever the fuck I want wherever I want it. So let's start with Ace of Diamond. We had a very cool thing happen The stalemate is finally broken. The cracks that have been showing in Amahisa's play have finally come to fruition. Amahisa gives up a hit to Haruichi. Haruichi hits a nice dinger to outfield, which gets down, but he gets thrown out at the first base, which sucks. But our boy Cheetah, our Cheetah, our sexy. Give me a second to figure out his right now. Kuramochi, of course. Yoichi gets to third base, and he's ready. Shirasu, the assassin, comes up, hits a line drive to midfield, which gets right past the second baseman's glove, scoring a run, breaking the deadlock, breaking the 0-1, tying the game up, finally giving Sato some momentum and giving Ajun some much needed breath, like levity of the situation. And then up comes Miyuki, the captain, the cleanup hitter. He comes up to the plate, and you know what? Instead of playing his 80s, his normal entrance walk on theme is an 80s J rock song. Instead of that playing, you know what starts playing? The Lupin the Third opening starts playing. Which, if you don't know,
Oh, that's
now
what
you
you
know.
meant. That's what you meant in the text.
That's what I said. I said Lupin is here. Yeah, remember last week I said Lupin. Well, last week I said I think isn't he gonna become Lupin? And Nate said, yeah, I think that's next week. Um, well, Lupin the Third's opening plays, which if you don't know the relevance of that, that is Yuki's walk-up music. You know, our beloved captain who graduated last year, that's his walk-up music. So if you noticed in the crowd, all the graduating third years, once they heard that music, they all had smiles on their faces. You saw Yuki with a little smirk and the blue aura coming from him because that's his music. Because the boys in the crowd, they know how to kick Miyuki in the pants and tell him it's about damn time you go out there and do something. Because right now, you're 0 for 4 at the plate, bro. What are you doing? You're the captain, you're the slugger. Why are you 0 for 4 at the plate? So Miyuki walks up, he hears the old captain's music. He hears Yuki's music. He walks up, hits a fucking dinger to the outfield, which just drops past the midfielder's glove, which Shirasu took off early. So Shirasu runs from first to home, scoring the second point, breaking the deadlock, getting us in the lead. And then, of course, Zono does his shit. And it's a pop fly that gets caught and it's out. So we don't add any more points. But then the moment of the episode that I think a lot of people are gonna overlook or like say, what? The moment of the episode, Sawamura gets called over by by our coach. And he starts to feel it in his bones. His heart drops. Because last time we were in a situation like this, when Ajun was absolutely carrying the game, they called him and took him out in the 9th inning and made Furia close the game. You saw it on his face. He was having flashbacks. It even flashed us back in the episode. Last time this happened, he got pulled out. So he walks over with a little bit of apprehension in his heart. And the coach looks at him and says, Sawamura, finish it. You're the ace.
Oh shit, that's a high regard. That's a respect.
To finish it. You're the ace. You've carried us this entire fucking game. Finish it. You're the ace.
Respect.
And even Sawamura was like, my heart. He's like, I'm not gonna lie, coach. I thought you were gonna take me out and I would have been so mad. And he said, do you think I'm that heartless? And he's like, I don't know, man. Last time we were in a situation like this, you took me out. You know, it haunts me in my dreams, you know? And he goes, I will be right back, sir. I will be right back, boss. And he goes out there, and that's the way the episode ends. Oh my god, this episode was so hype.
Love to hear that, man.
It's such a good moment. I love that moment so much because you feel it with him. Because in my opinion, I feel like Ajun has been like super disrespected on this team so often. He's been overlooked. They really like they've done Sawamura dirty. I've talked with Nate about this extensively. That during seasons 2 and 3, so season 2 and then part 1 of part 2, or season 1 of part 2, that Ajun was treated kind of like dirt for a lot of the series, purely because he wasn't the ace, and then because he had yips, and then because he was a first year, and then because they were focusing everything on Furia. So he's been kind of treated like shit for so long that when this moment finally happens, we feel a little bit of a catharsis, you know? Same as when he got chosen to be ace. Because we never thought Furia would lose the position, right? Because Furia has been the one thing in Ajun's way the whole time. And even every time Ajun has done good, it's felt like the coaching staff and the players even have kind of shat on Ajun to make him stay less than he was supposed to be the whole time. And this is my own personal feelings going into it, so I know it's not what actually happened, but it felt that way for a really long time. That Ajun was kind of getting the short end of the stick. And it was kind of thrown in the mud and in the dirt. And this is the time, this is one of the many times where he gets that respect from the coach, where the coach says, you're our ace, fucking finish it. Like, this is you. Like, you have carried this entire game. You're the one who, the only reason they scored on you this entire game is from 2 errors that were not you. You have not failed us this game. So you go ahead and finish it. I'm excited to see, because if Sawamura gets off without without giving up a run, the game's just over. No need to go to the bottom of the 9th because we're already in the lead. So I'm excited for next episode. Who knows how it's going to shake out? Of course I do, and of course Nate does. But nevertheless, we love this show. We love these characters, so I can't wait till next episode. I can't wait for everyone who doesn't know to know what's going to happen. Anyway, we can move on.
Nah, I love it. Like I said, I can't wait for me to catch up when the time comes for Ace of Diamond. But what I am happy that I am caught up on, and happy I don't have a bastard child out of nowhere in some top of the world, and that maybe could have been my bastard child, or could have been my half brother. Demons of the Shadow Realm, episode 11. What did you think about this one, Gremlin? Because I really enjoyed this, of the comedy aspect of our boy, the Tatera clan. Our boy thought that he was a father. He thought that he left a crazy child of a 10-year-old somewhere around the world. Sorry, 12-year-old? 13-year-old? I believe it was a 13-year-old.
I think it's like it doesn't matter. Tadera's dad is kind of really good at his fucking job because nobody knows where he is, which is insane.
Not even his own
Nobody's ever
sons.
taken a picture of him, which is insane. Even that house is still his, which means he's still alive. But now he's got his younger half brother around. I'm gonna be honest, that's like, this episode felt like a nothing burger to me. It just happened.
That
Like, okay, we got a new character to take care of.
it felt it felt like a bottle episode of just catching up what the characters up to move the story along in the next episode. That's what it felt like. Which is not a bad episode. It was just a good comedy one. Hey, this person, I knew it was related to him. You know how? The fucking white little dot on the hair. Like I'm like, bro, that's a dead giveaway. Like that white dot, I'm like, it has to be someone related to you. Being your son would have been funny, but being your half brother or maybe full brother, that part got me confused because it sounded like they had a different mom but same dad. It's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that was cool, but then finding out like, hey, our father's such a good job, like you said, we don't know where that dude is. Until then, we gotta find him because we gotta find my parents still, and I love the lore aspect of life and left and right that not other Daemons are so chosen of the freedom aspect. So it was cool to see how they're respected and how they're viewed. Like one cannot live without the other, but one could live without the other. So like the Daemons need their masters, but the masters don't need the Daemons to live, in case they're getting killed and everything like that, or unless like being hunted. Then they need them to survive. But that was the interesting aspect about this episode. Other than that, like Grandma said, not much happened. It was moving on to the next episode because I think this series is a 12 episode arc, I believe, or is it 24? No, it's 24 actually. So we have for the summer season. We're Gucci. We have nowhere to go when it comes to Deimos. I'm happy for that. Other than that, if you have no more thoughts for the Demons of Shadow Realm, chat. Let us know what else you thought for this episode itself. Because hey, what else are you enjoyed by the series? Because we're about to end off with the 12 weeks, 12 episodes of the season that should give you our thoughts of Core 1. But what we could give you thoughts on is Wistoria 1 and Sword Season 2 Episode 10, because Man-God Grem told me that this was an action-packed episode, and he said that I'm not caught up because he's like, damn, motherfucker, don't wait to react to it. Just fucking watch this greatness. Is that right?
Yeah, here we are with Storia. Now that it's out of the bag, we can talk about it a little bit more openly. But yeah, old granny who's the leader of the old school, like the school. Yeah, big tits, blue red hair. That's the same person. She's the ageless witch. That's her moniker. She is the ageless witch, one of the eight wonders of the, or seven wonders of the tower. She has been around for a really long time. She doesn't age. She uses aging magic on herself to be the headmistress of the bottom of the tower. She is that girl. She is that badass. So yeah, she comes down and Finn's like, "Wow, you really gave him a push, huh?" And then she looks at him and goes, "As if you didn't give him that badass sword that helps him." And they're both like, "Well, I mean, fuck it, what do you want from me?"
Don't lie though. Even though obviously, again, I'm chat. I mean, spoiled from what Grim is saying, but I don't mind it because it's just things without context. But just by what he just said, that's honestly a great way to oversee the school. Like you being like the ageless witch, you being the headmaster. Like that's an easy job, easy way to make sure everything is well taken care of. Like I feel like that's a smart tactician move in a way.
She's also one of the only people that isn't in a faction. She very specifically is not in a faction. In fact, she leads the other witches that aren't in factions, which is her student, the one on the broom. That's her student. That is her apprentice.
Oh,
So that's the reason she's above the rules. That's the reason she's the one helping people out. That's the reason she flies above people. That's even though she's friends with Workner and all of them, that's the reason she's the one giving orders and stuff. That's the reason she's like better than some of these people, you could argue, because she doesn't have a faction, which everything we know about the tower thus far is if you don't have a faction, you're nothing. Well, it turns out there's an exception. If you don't have a faction, you're not necessarily nothing, because Carrie Wilden, or whatever the hell her name is, something like that. It's like Kerry. It's fucking hard to pronounce. she's the ageless witch, and she has a student, at the very least one student that she's looking after, and she, of course, she's invested on getting our boy working and getting him up in arms and him passing this test. And then we get the funniest part of the entire series, in my opinion. Will finally passes the test. Elfie jumps into his arms. Finally, I can take you into my faction. And the Thunder faction walks up, grabs him, shocks him, and says, "Whose faction are you in?" Elfie's, shocks him again. "Whose faction are you in?" Elfie's, shocks him. "Whose faction are you in?" Elfie shocks him. "Whose faction are you in?" Elfie shocks him, leaves him unconscious. "Yours, Mr. Thunder, dude." There you go. He's in my faction. You heard it. All right, I'm out.
That's fucking crazy. Oh,
The
shit.
next episode, we're getting two of the Magia Vanders actually fighting each other over Will, because you know Elfie's not going to take no for an answer.
Fuck no.
Yeah, so we're getting two of the Magia Vanders up in arms against each other for Will. Poor Will has no choice in the matter. He is already unconscious,
Bro.
out cold, and now they are fighting over his corpse. It's crazy.
For him, he don't wake up like, this is a... I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but please don't fight it over me.
I thought the rules were I could pick my faction. Lightning Guy said no. He said, "You're coming to me."
He said, we're gonna put you unconscious and vote for you. You're not gonna speak your own mouth.
You don't get a vote. Another fun thing that happened this episode. Julius was worried that Will's power wouldn't work. So he was going to sneaky help Will. Before he had the option, Elfaria gave him her blessing and said, "Shut the fuck up and sit down. Let Will prove himself so I can jump into his arms and declare he is mine," which did end up happening. But of course, shit went sideways real quick. We've got fucking what's his name? Zeo Thor's. Wait a second, bro. His name is hilarious. It's Zeo Thor Zeus Rainbolt. His name is Zeo Thor Zeus. His name is Thor Zeus. As in two of the gods of lightning. So yes, his name is Zeus Thor Zeus Rainbolt. He has laid claim, and Alfaria is going to fight him to the death. Of course, probably, theoretically, for Will. Look forward to it. Next episode. Who do you think's gonna win? I'm taking bets. I unfortunately do know who wins this
About
fight.
say, motherfucker, you read this manga and you literally told me about this fucking like a year and a half
So,
ago.
whose faction do you think he'll end up in?
Oh,
Let
definitely
me know in the
Alfie. 100%
comments.
sure. Alfie would not
Yeah,
let that
surely
slide.
Elfie. No way Elfie loses, right? Anyway,
I feel like she's gonna lose just because of story plot and everything. By the way, I found his name on Analyst, like Graham was talking about. His design, I haven't seen the episode, by the way, chat. Just a quick reminder, because his damn fucking picture reminds me of a chaotic type of, like, Bakugo, like, type of character. Like his...
I think he might be voiced by, not by Bakugo, I don't think, right? Yeah, it's not Bakugo, but he
No.
is voiced by a voice actor.
Makoto...
Oh, Benny Maru.
Oh,
There you
from
go.
Saitama as well.
Benny Maru from Slime
Oh, yeah. And
and
also
Saitama. And Miyuki. Holy shit, this voice actor, bro.
Oh, Jin Chao from Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
Alright, this guy
So
has
look
a good
forward
track
to
record.
it. Next season, who knows? Not next season, next episode. Look forward to it. See what's gonna happen. Yeah, surely
right?
Anyway.
Selfie, you're gonna be there, but you know what? Who you
Selfie
could be
time.
there is murder your whole damn family and fight your own damn father, right? In Mission Yozakura Family Season 2, Episode 10 of this spring season.
Yeah, Koichiro decided to do the big brother thing and left his family behind and said, I will go take out all of the former heads that have been revived so that no harm can come to my Mitsumi. My Mutsumi. Nobody's gonna hurt her. Because if you haven't been watching, or if you have, you would know that each of these heads that has been revived is acting as a power source for the first head, who is trying to drain Mutsumi of her life force. Right now, Mutsumi of her life force. And Koichiro, once he heard about that, he took it personally. And he started fighting all of the former heads by himself after making his dad retreat. He started fighting all of the former heads solo dolo, and the family eventually finds him and catches up. And as they catch up to him, they see all of the bodies of the former heads evaporating into somnium or whatever it's called, because he won the fucking fight, because Koichiro really is that guy. Koichiro is the strongest motherfucker in the family, bar none.
I think I
And he
saw.
proved it here today.
I think I saw a tweet about it. After this episode aired, 'cause I saw my timeline, and I wasn't spoiled because I read this part of the manga, but like I don't know the context how it was animated fluid. But I saw a tweet saying, Koshiro is the equivalent version of James Bond in anime, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't mind it. James, I'm okay with that comparison.
No, James Bond has game. Koichiro's a creepy perv, alright? It's not the same.
All right, the tweet didn't specify about after fighting, but it didn't specify about personality. I do give you that. Coach is a creep.
Personality, he's not even close to James Bond.
But let's talk about skill set and weaponry and that type of game of a spy, of espionage. That game is what I think the tweet was talking about. Because you're not wrong on that statement. But I do agree that Koshiro in this episode, knowing from manga wise, I can imagine how good it was, and just from here stands. And this motherfucker, once you hear that his sister is in harm's way, because he still gives himself faulty of what happened when they were young, so he would do anything and anything for that reason to defend her.
Responsible, and then also like given what happened to his mom, and then the fact that his dad tried to come back and steal his mom's heart.
Yeah,
he felt some type of way, and he didn't tell the rest of the family, right? He specifically is, of course, our boy, because he said, you know what, you're her husband, so I'm gonna let you know what I'm doing, because if I fail, you need to do it. And he ends up doing it, and Mutsumi proves that she's not as ignorant as people think she is, because when the body's back, she comes back to Tyra and goes, thank you, I can feel the difference. Right? Tayo goes back to Tayo and's like, I can feel the difference. Mom's there now. I knew she wasn't there before, but I know she's there now. And that was what you and Koichiro did, wasn't it? And he said, I was told not to tell you. And she said, thank you. And so, she's not as ignorant as people think she is. She is pretty damn smart. But there you go, Tayo doing his shit. But Koichiro, he seemingly vanished into petals just like his dad could. So does that mean he's been infected with the blood? What's going on? Who knows? Surely we're gonna find Koichiro and set some shit right. But as of right now, yeah, we
And
don't know.
what sucks that this season anime, it doesn't say how many episodes yet. When
I think it's gonna be
previous
2 cores. Hopefully it's 2 cores. If it's only one, well, wow.
Yeah, we're supposed to end it if they do, but um they haven't announced it when like literally episode 11 is about to come out next Saturday, so we just don't know where if this will be a core or 2 course. We will be happy for it. That gives me time to catch up and everything else. And the first season is 27 episodes. It would be weird to go from 27 to 12. Who knows?
But let's
But
move on from here to drama, thriller, psychological. Do you got anything?
when it comes to this type of genre, I don't got shit. And I'm sorry, chat, I don't, because I'm not caught up to the 2 series that we're going to deep dive, and I just don't really have anything in this category that I think really hits this in the nail for the drama, other than my 2 rom-coms, but those are more rom-coms. So other than that, I'm Gucci.
I guess I will talk about a couple of one thing
Go ahead.
specifically. Well, 2 things specifically, actually, because I'm the only one here, so I can't spoil no one because everyone's fucking not watching this shit. Except for Nate, and he's fucking on episode 3. Uh First off, let's talk about Marriage Toxin. It's a lot of fun.
Oh
I
yeah,
love Hamster Girl.
I dropped that
She's so
shit.
awesome. Hamster Girl's so cool. And everything going on right now is awesome. Water Girl, Hamster Girl. I really like both of them. Genji, whatever his name is really cool. Hikaru Gero, there you go. Garrow's really cool. I love his dynamic with the girls. I worry that he's never gonna get with anybody and it's gonna be annoying. But as of like a series, it's fun to just watch. It's not the most epic, thrilling content. Like it's not like super deep or complex. But there's very cute girls and they have really good dynamics with the main character and it's a cool little battle shonen at times. So it's fun. It's just I get why people don't like it, but it's fun. I'm not gonna come out here and say it's this awesome, cool thing and whatnot. But that being said, Hamster Girl's showing out right now, which honestly, Neko told me this like when Neko was talking to me about this. When everyone, especially like when Miguel was like not feeling it and feeling like he was gonna drop it, he was like, "Just wait till Hamster Girl. Just wait till Hamster Girl."
Oh,
Just wait till Hamster Girl. And Hamster Girl's here. She's been here for like 3 weeks. And I fucking love Hamster Girl. I agree with Neko. She's awesome. Let's move on to my other honorable mention. And it's only an honorable mention because Nate's still not caught up. Agents of the Four Season, The Dance of Spring.
I love how Nature's getting
Dude,
shot fire without even being here.
man, this show had me so afraid because we finally see the incident that breaks Hanagiku and really like shatters her personality into 2 different personalities. It was the moment when she quote unquote died. It's the moment where Hinagiku, in order to protect herself, killed her main personality and left this hollow alternate version of herself. And we see the moment that it happens, and I was appalled by what was happening here. Because after being held for several years to this point, being held for like 4 or 5 years. Remember, she was caught when she was like 9. So at this point, she's like 14 or 15, and she's been held for a couple of years, and she's been slowly getting withered down and broken slowly but surely, not calling her name Hinagiku, calling her the name of her dead child to try to reinforce that Hinagiku was never real, that she was a different and punishing her every time she says no, I'm Hinagiku, and all of this slowly breaking down at her psyche. And then she does the most fucked up thing I think she could have done in that moment. She sits there and says, wait a second, why can't we just breed her and make the gods ourselves? Because I learned that most of the gods are just the children of the previous god. So why can't we just give her a family, as she called it? And Hinagiku said no, and she said, that's funny that you think you have a choice. And she was going to drug her, and she already had men lined up, and Hinagiku snapped. And it's at that moment where Hinagiku killed off her personality once and for all. And that's when the Hinagiku we know took over, and with a righteous fury said, why would you kill her? Why did you kill her? Why did you kill Hinagiku? And she absolutely blows up and kills most of the people in that room and escapes. So we finally know what pushed her to the breaking point that finally broke her psyche. And we know how this personality came across and came to be. And we know how she escaped because it was all in the same incident. And it was hard to watch. It was depressing. It was vile. I was afraid that we were about to pan to her dead eyes moving in a certain way. Like, I was very afraid of what was going to be shown, but luckily Hinagiku broke and, well, broke some bodies. It took people out, which I'm going to be honest, I hate this woman more than I've ever hated her previously now. But that being said, the Agent of Autumn's guard and the Agent of Summer and her guard have gotten to their home base and are planning on saving the Agent of Autumn. The Agent of Spring, Hinagiku, is under attack, and the Agent of Winter is on his way. Hopefully, nothing bad happens to these characters, and hopefully this vile, disgusting, broken human being is dead by next episode. So, I am watching Agents of the Fourth Season. I feel very strongly about it. Unfortunately, Nate has only watched the first 3 episodes, and it doesn't feel like he's going to get around to watching it anytime soon. He keeps putting it off the same way he keeps putting off fucking Dorohedoro, which, to be fair, I don't particularly want to rush him on the Dorohedoro.
He should, because I'm the only one that finished it in the crew.
Well, good for you. I don't give a shit. I haven't even finished season 1. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was watching it and I was enjoying it, but then I started watching Iruma-Kun and I just liked it so much better. It's like, I don't know. It's just like
I get it.
I thought, okay, maybe it's because it's the dub that I'm watching of Dorohedoro that I'm not feeling it. But I loved Iruma-Kun's dub, and I watched the fucking 3.5 seasons of that already.
The dub for Dorohedoro hit.
I'm loving it.
The dub for Dorohedoro don't hit. So trust me, I get that because I had to switch back to sub.
I just don't care. I don't care enough about the show to watch it.
I get it. But when it comes to current, that's right now in the drama, any more honorable mention?
Honorable mentions, none. No, I think I'm done with honorable mentions.
All right, then. So let's hit our 2 series that I know you're going to throw me and Nate under the bus saying that we're not cut up. So let's talk about it.
We got Akane-banashi, which I've been having so much fun with. Last week, we got the beginning of this conversation. This week, we got the end of the conversation. And it was some hard truths to hear for Akane. But when you really think about it, when you really sit down and think about it, he wasn't wrong, right? Because what he says very clearly, what what Ishin, right, says, or Isho says, is what you were there, right? What did you feel? It's like, well, he was a little bit nervous, his macro was off, but it made you want to root for him, and by the end of it, he got so many cheers and all of this. So shouldn't he have passed with flying colors? And he said, no. Why the fuck would I pass him when he wasn't confident in his own skill? Did he do well? Yes. But he didn't have confidence. He didn't have heart in his own craft. At the end of the day, he got cheers and shit like that because people felt bad for him and they wanted to cheer him on. That's not the type of thing we can continue to do and let this like craft survive. We need to be confident in our own abilities, because if we're not, we will never survive in this world where there's Twitch at the tip of your fingertips, where there's YouTube at the tip of your fingertips, where there's video games coming out all times of the day, when there's all these different devices. How is something like Rakugo gonna live and continue to keep going and being this performance that gets thousands of people to come watch if we're not confident in our own ability?
Not I.
Was he good? Was he good enough to pass? Yes. But he wasn't confident in his own fucking ability. So no, he did not deserve to pass. And yes, if he didn't have the confidence, then he deserved to be expelled. And Akane heard that horrible truth, and you know what she said? Thank God you only cared about the art. Because if it was something stupid like you were mad at Shiguma, if you were mad at my teacher and that's why you did it, I never would have respected you. But because you gave me a reason, which even if I don't agree with, fair enough.
Fair enough.
I'm going to prove my dad's art was good with my own fucking hands. And you saw Isho's face. He had the biggest smile on his face. He didn't say this in the anime, but in the manga, he said, good. He said, then my seeds bore fruit. He said, I did it for this reason. For someone like you to get pissed off about it and come and prove me wrong.
I see that. I see that 100%.
So and fair enough. Isho, he's not, maybe you still don't like him, but at the end of the day, he only judged based on the art. And even if Akane's dad, Shinta, was good enough, he didn't have the confidence. He lacked self-confidence, and that's why he was failed. So Akane gets the answer she was looking for. And you know what? She was not happy about winning. The entire way home, she was a little bit upset. But not so much upset that she won or anything like that. And not even upset about what Isho said, but she was upset that he was right. She was upset that she couldn't find it in herself to still hate him after that. Because at the end of the day, Isho cares about the art, and he was trying to protect the art. I completely interrupted you, Vash. Go ahead, brother. What were you saying?
No. I want to agree with you because it's something that even though I have not seen the medium, I have not seen the context, but just hearing how you're explaining it and from the perspective of from the anime and manga that they give it very well, that I want to chime in and then give my 2 cents that I have to agree with the dude. Like just the way he's doing it as a structure, as a format, and you giving an explanation. Like we have social media, we have content within our fingertips, and the way he sees it. And I'm glad how the main character Akane reacted. Most MCs would have been, bitch and complain about, or will say that I will find my ninja way to do it. But then I kind of like, hey, I may not agree with you, but I get where you're coming from. Like the art is sacred. So that to me is something beautiful. And I love how people can have a conversation like that where you cannot agree or disagree, whatever the person is in their viewpoint, their standpoint, but you can still respectfully have a conversation in the same aspect. And that to me was nice.
But I'm excited what's gonna happen from here on. Of course, I've read, I'm caught up, I'm up to date. I know what's gonna happen. Actually, I don't. Genuinely, I don't remember what's gonna happen next episode, but I'm excited. Akane finally knows Akane is gonna move forward. Um, I think this is a 12 episode anime. So we're gonna finish it out next week. We're gonna be talking about the final episode, which is so sad. But hopefully Miguel will finally be caught up
I will chat.
so
I
we can
will.
talk about the series. Uh,
Chat, I'm gonna be going to gym on Monday. By the time you guys are hearing this episode, at 10 in the morning, by the time this segment comes on, it's gonna be 11. I'll be in the gym watching Akane-banashi in my cardio stretching session. And so I will be watching Akane-banashi. That'll be my first anime I'm catching up on Monday. So I promise you, chat, I'll be cut up to these animes this coming week. I got you.
all right, hold him to that. Next week when he's not caught up, we're gonna hold him to that. We're gonna look at him sideways.
We're here for accountability.
And moving on to Nippon Sangoku. I know you've been watching this. How many episodes are you in right now?
3. But
boy.
I also tried the Amazon dub, but I cannot tell if that one's AI or real. You know that? Because remember the one that we watched during the spring season, watching with Nate, which one we're watching for this season, and one of the 2 or 3 animes was AI through some of the YouTube thing that we watch, and we have heard. I have done the coverage for Weeps Lounge that some of the Amazon projects are AI dub. In this one, I had to switch the English dub because I couldn't tell. Like, my gut was telling me is AI, but I'm questioning myself. I haven't asked you, or I haven't asked anybody else to actually tune in, or can you switch to the English dub voice and see if I'm crazy or wrong, or if it was just whoever's doing the voiceover is not just, I don't know, it's just doing an interesting part. But it sucks that it's on Amazon. That's one. I just want to say that. I was telling Gremlin off air and everything that I remember when time was easier, when you could just watch everything in one app. Now you gotta go to Netflix, gotta go to Amazon, gotta go to Country, gotta go to YouTube, gotta go to High Dive. I'm like, fuck, like so many apps to go to one type of media, one type of platform. It's just a lot now. So, but with those little type of nitpicks, when it comes to the animation itself, really cool. Really, it reminds me of. It reminds me a bit of Dororo in a way. Not the exact same animation, but a bit of the stylistic style, like the art style, like the being so not unique, but being so different, the style of the animation. And one thing that was really cool again to see, Amazon having the Mappa type of motorcycle intro. That's something I don't see very often, and I used to see it a lot back in 2018, 2019 with a few animes. So just seeing that was really cool to see. But with 3 episodes in, I really love the. What was it that Nate said it during one of the reviews that you guys said a couple weeks ago? I believe it was not the political aspect, but like the government aspect of Rise and everything like that. I forgot what was the exact word that Nate said, but that's what has me intrigued. Like out of the 3 episodes of how everything is leading up to it, and like you see it. Yeah, like that's so far I can say with 3 episodes. Like I'm kind of giving the 3 episode rule. I'm gonna still stick through it because of you guys' recommendation and of you guys talking about week to week. But that's the best I got right now. I don't want to give too much since I'd rather come back next week and say more once I'm actually cut up.
Mhm. And these couple episodes of Nippon Sangoku have been so much hype. This specific episode he finally is talking to the Emperor himself. And after a hard fought mental warfare battle, the Emperor decides to ignore the advisor Tyra, that fat fucking cunt slob bitch, and listens to Misumi and orders the edict that Misumi wants, which just in time gets to Ryumon in the battlefield, setting up the ambush they have planned since the beginning of this season. And now it's time for it to come into fruition. Let's see what happens next episode. I'm excited to see if we're going to win, if everything's going to work out well. Ryumon's going to keep his authority. Mitsumi hopefully doesn't have to take over Kaku's position now, because Kaku's in a bad way. Hopefully he doesn't die, and Mitsumi becomes Ryumon's direct strategist, because that's what it feels like they're setting up for. But Tyra and his strategist were talking, and they said he got us good. And the strategist said, well, he's a little bit of a dumbass, and he's kind of slow. He's not so bad, but he's still a fool. And you know what Tyra said? He said, it's because he's a fool that he can still grow. And that's what makes Aoteru Mitsumi so scary. Because right now he's still just a kid. Who knows what a little bit more growth is going to do for Mitsumi. I can't wait for a season 2. I can't wait for next episode. I can't wait to see what's going to happen here, because Tyra is putting respect on Mitsumi's name now. In fact, his stratagem relies on Mitsumi's strategy working now. So what the hell does Tyra have up his sleeve? Oh man, he was about to give the execution sign, but he was stopped in his tracks because Mitsumi outplayed him. So how's this going to come to a head? Hopefully Kaku, Ryumon come home, and we can start deposing this fat fuck and getting him out of office. Because holy shit, I hate Denki Tyra.
So chat, I also just realized why the English voice cast threw me off and why I couldn't really lock in a lot. Because all these motherfuckers are brand new. Like brand new roles. Like literally, from when I'm looking at the analysts, if what seems to be true, almost every single voice actor in these characters already have 1 or 2 backgrounds. So like, oh, no wonder y'all brand new, because it just sounds off to me. Like y'all probably don't have enough training or whatever it may be. But it threw me off. So I just couldn't stick through a dub. I just felt it was easier to assess. But I guess it wasn't me then. I guess, not enough experience in the resume. Who knows?
But anyway, let's move on to a romance comedy slice of life segment. I'm gonna go first because Clutchy class monitor and the girl with the short skirt. It's cute. They're together. They're doing cute together things. Except for this episode, of course, him being such a stickler for the rules kind of rubs the girls the wrong way, and she starts not talking to him as punishment. Because she says, if you're not on my side, then you're my enemy. And that's got him acting all sorts of out of sorts, because he is not prepared to be the enemy. It's really sad. Hopefully they stop this soon. Who knows? I want to end this love game. I was faked out. I thought they were going to finally confess, but they played the Pocky game and started making out. And I don't know, man. Who knows what's gonna happen? I made friends with the second prettiest girl in class.
About access.
They are actually dating now, or maybe not. Like it feels like they're dating now.
Is this another fake out?
No, It's either this episode or next episode. I don't remember this episode very well. It was fucking 6 episodes ago. I read this at this point. Like, they're gonna be dating either this episode or next episode. I don't know if they got together already or if they're gonna get together next episode. It's happening very soon. Whether it's already happened, I don't remember. It's been a minute. Um, Gals Can't Be Kind to an Otaku. We're seeing him. We're seeing all of the girls get told about this couples can be together and be happy together nonsense if they hold hands during the firework festival. And they're all thinking about our main boy, our Otaku-kun. They're thinking about Seo. They're like, oh, we want you to be there. And he is completely oblivious, and not even oblivious, but he's like just feels that he isn't worthy. So hopefully that's not going to blow up and be something it's not. Always a catch before I get told I'm not watching this again. Fucking asshole.
I'm glad I get reminded all the time. Hey, you went here, let me know. Like, motherfucker, you're not the only one. I'm like, thank you.
Maria went to go visit Ireno, gave him a tart. They ate
Bro,
it together. She got a little bit tipsy,
but
and then
why?
she started
Hold
beating the
on.
shit out of people.
Girl, why? The most basic thing that I bet you your best friend Ida taught you. Don't drink wine with another man that you haven't even drank with your own fiance. Literally, I love how his response after he found out. He's like, I gotta have a talk with her because she drink wine with another man. Nah, that shit has me tight. I love his response. I'm like, yes, you better tell her what's up because like, yo, is that her? Like, it was her first time drinking, and she chugged that shit like water.
I think the best part about this whole episode is somebody saying something offhandedly bad about Renato and her beating the fuck out of everybody in the room. Going, get away from Renato. Because she loves her boy. And they had this cute moment, and they're going to go dance next episode. So that's cute and adorable. But after that, we can go to the Warrior Princess and the Barbaric King, which is just adorable. Clearly, they're gonna get together sometime, eventually, theoretically. But at this point, Serafina just can't be. Well, I think she has been honest with herself. She is in love with Veor,
I think
and she doesn't know how to like
express it or like be honest with herself out
not
loud.
even that. It's that she doesn't know how to like the two separate parts of her life, the love and the affection she feels for Veor and the land that she's in and all the different cultures are clashing so heavily with her pride as a noble and her want to help her own people, and she can't reconcile the two, and she doesn't know what she should do as herself to get the best of both worlds. And I think she's gonna eventually be the bridge that catches the people in the other kingdom up with, hey, this is how this works here, and if we make it work like that there, we can have food again. We can re-give the land its power back. And if
So
we do that, maybe like we don't have to starve, maybe we don't have to fight, maybe we don't have to rely on these powers, maybe we can learn something from these people instead of always trying to take. I fully believe that's where this show is going to go eventually, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as I make it out to be. But I think that's what's got to happen, you know?
I would love to
At
believe
some
that,
point.
Grumman. I would love to believe that. The only reason that's hard to believe that is because her older brother, I believe, the one that he is pissed off at her that she cannot, get a husband or she cannot stay in her own lane.
Not really.
So like,
He's just a big brother that's like, I don't want to see you get hurt. So like, why don't you like find a man and like stop trying to get hurt?
yeah. So like, I'm curious to see like once he find out about this, how will he react? That's the thing I'm curious about because right now he's been looking like the one trying to push her off to like, hey, stay in your lane already. Don't step out. You don't need to get more accolades. Oh, just stay in your lane. But I'm curious to see, like, if this is the type of direction we're heading, how we'll go, how we'll end off with that regard. Like, I'm happy for her if she stays here and starts a new life. Even how we also saw these dwarves having fucking orgasm eyes when it comes to their own type of hyperfixation when it comes to whatever they love, like their own hobbies. Touching, diamond looking art, you know, nice metal looking armor. That was pretty interesting comedy. But other than that, I'm curious to see that. I believe by the finale, I believe the finale is the next episode. No, that's episode 11, next one. Either by episode 11 or 12, she is going to kill that dragon that just attacked them in the previous episode. That's my assumption. She's going to kill that big, giant type of phoenix bird. Most likely.
Yeah.
If you don't got no honorable mention, I want to put one down as well, which was
I'm just gonna mention Yoa Yoa Sensei. We got more
shout.
titties. Yeah.
That's a
And
shout.
and I want to Kanon, Mistress Kanon. It's really cute. It's so adorable. I actually do like Kanon and our boys' relationship. Kanon and Yoi, what's Koyugi Yoji. I like them. They're adorable. But he's about to talk to us about observation diary of a villainess.
Yeah, that's what he
Suffering from
said. An
villainess.
observation log of my fiance who caused the suffer villainous. We are coming to the climax. We have the episode 12 coming this week. The same thing with Always a Catch. And this show, we find out I love the lesson they try to teach to the heroine. It's like, hey, you knew the results, you knew what it was to become the next in line to be a queen. You knew what was to be the princess. You had this magic bird that's able to give the influence, a light magic to make everyone fall around you, to be at your beck and call. But in this reality that you try to teach me that shows me a happiness, you went from being a freshman to senior, but learning to be a farm girl of how to have class, how to dance, how to have manners, how to have etiquette, all those things. But then in this reality, that you try to push all this by the scenarios, you never improve who you are. So take life as you are as granted. I love the life lesson that the prince, try to teach us. Like, look, you try to be that main character in the story, but you wasn't. The villainess that was, but she was trying to do it in her own way. And I love how he tried to, give a life lesson to her, but also himself appreciating. And then we find out by the end of the episode, the father saying, like, yo, by the way, our life, our lineage actually has an interesting blood, saying that every 400 years there's a son of our lineage, of our future kings, that could destroy the kingdom or make it better for the next generation. But all depends if he gets, if he's ice cold with no emotion, or if he gets loved by the perfect partner to be with him. And that is all about love and care. So I really love that, beautiful message that at the end of the day, all you need is a supporting partner to be beside you and to give you happiness and to give you adventure. That's what maybe the direction was trying to give you a show. Only episode 12, we'll see where the end of the story goes for this episode. I mean, for this series. Because I actually do look forward to it every Friday, because it comes out with slime like almost back to back. So I enjoy it. I'm a fan. Other than that, is there any more honorable mention, Mr. Man-God Grem?
I don't got nothing more, no.
All right, so let's move on to the Ramparts of Ice, episode 11. Talk to us. How was this episode? Because me and wifey are in episode 10.
Well, go ahead. You talk about episode 10 first. What do you think?
Well,
The ending of that episode was pretty major dealio, wasn't it?
Well, you guys spoke about last week, and I was gonna get into it and everything, and I love how right after the show ends, you and I polar opposite comes back, and it comes from the same work. And I tell you this, I'm still enjoy you and I are polar opposite. To me, out of the two works of this, I enjoy it. Not saying that.
That's cool, but are you gonna fucking get on topic and talk about this show?
Yes.
God, I'm joking.
Look. I want to know the results. What happened after the end of last week? Even though me and wife are gonna watch it and everything, tomorrow, after gym and everything. But how was the results of how last week cliffhanger, I would call it, left off with?
She introduced herself, and of course, our main character knows that this is the little sister of the other girl who she had issues with in middle school. And so far, we don't know if she knows anything, but she
Oh,
seems like a completely different beast. She seems like she doesn't want to get involved and misunderstand things. So she seems a lot nicer. However, there is a new girl in the picture who's getting really close to our boy Miyuki, or what's his name, Mizuki, what fuck, our not giraffe boy, but the other one, who's getting really close and trying to figure out if they can date, and she has figured out that it is very, very clearly obvious that he is into Koyuki, but Koyuki hasn't realized. So they're at an impasse right now. Koyuki is the main girl.
thank you. I was going to end this. I'm like, let me just remember the name of these characters.
Yeah. But so there is not, that girl doesn't seem to be a problem. The one that we ended off on, it doesn't seem like she knows anything about what her sister and Koyuki had going on and the little beef they had. But we do actually learn about the beef with Koyuki and her sister and how fucked up it is and how much Koyuki really doesn't like this girl's sister. And we learn why Koyuki kind of has a complex about Igarashi, because she basically used Igarashi to get back at this girl's big sister, because this girl's big sister was being kind of a fucking cunt to her, and she was into Igarashi. So Koyuki went out with Igarashi to piss her off, and then like basically used the whole situation to have Igarashi come and save her and whatnot, and have Igarashi hate her because she hated her and she wanted to get back at her with like a little bit of vengeance. So that's why Koyuki feels so bad about what happened with Igarashi, because she never liked Igarashi, which really puts it into a different perspective, because Mickey thought that it was her fault that Koyuki started going out with Igarashi, because this all happened at around the same time. But it turns out that the reason Koyuki started to go out with Igarashi is purely because she was trying to get back at a different girl who was being a bitch to her. It had nothing to do with Mickey. And when Mickey brought it up, Koyuki's like, "Oh, that's not the reason I went out with him." And she kind of told the story, and Mickey's like, "Oh, that's kind of fucked up." She's like, "Now you get why I can't face Igarashi, huh?" And it's like, "Oh, damn, you had a whole other thing going on." So yeah, not Mickey, but Koyuki really had a really mean way to get back at that girl, and Igarashi was kind of just a tool for that. So I feel bad for Igarashi. I didn't think I would, but I do kind of feel bad for Igarashi now. So Miyuki's not Miyuki. Uh, fuck. How did I forget her name? I've been saying it the whole time. Koyuki isn't the she's not the one not in the wrong. She's not the one in the wrong, but she's also not innocent, you know? Like, she definitely did some shady shit back. Like, she was definitely getting bullied and treated like shit for something she couldn't do anything about, but she also fired back in a kind of fucked up way, too. So, when she talks about not liking herself and like stuff like that, there is a bit of a reason behind it, because she is not blameless in the situation. She actively fought back, and honestly, Igarashi seems like the only one who was kind of just he was in love with a girl and he confessed and was used by that girl being Koyuki. So if anyone's innocent, it's Igarashi, and I never thought I would say that. So there you go. Um, because the beginning of the series, it kind of felt like Igarashi was the bad guy here,
Yeah.
and I think Igarashi's the victim here. So there you go.
Don't judge until you get the full perspective of everyone
You
in the
know
situation.
what? Right? Right? Don't judge till you know the whole situation.
Yeah. And by the way, check out the English cast for this one because I do recommend it because while you were speaking, I was also just out of curiosity who voiced our girl Kayuki in the English cast because I do check out our wife in English. And it's Erica Harlacher. I didn't know it was her, so it was really cool to see. And Igarashi in the English dub is voiced by Denji, Ryan Cole Levy.
Oh, Ryan Cole Levy, huh?
So it's an interesting cast just from the look of it, from what I'm saying. So go check it out, chat. English or sub, whichever you want. Japanese, English dub, whichever. But the English, I'm enjoying it. Me and wifey do enjoy this one. I'll be cut up with episode 12 this Friday, Wednesday. I believe it comes out Thursday. This is the last episode too. Yeah, 12 episodes. Oh wait, never mind. It doesn't have an exact number. So who knows? Maybe it might go 24 episodes and go.
I think it's gonna be 12 episodes if I
Uh
had to guess.
I know. Who knows? Well, than that, that's all we got for Ramparts of Ice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, we got our last segment of this episode. It's
Oh
been
boy. Now it's time for me to talk for so long by myself.
Hey, we got Seekout Fantasy. Don't worry. I'm not going to leave you alone here because we got a few things of a Seekout Fantasy that's not out of the 4 things we have for our deep dive. Reincarnated Slime, with Hat Atelier, send us a Bookworm, and ReZero. That's going to probably be Gremlin or he say, you know what? Fuck this shit. Let's talk about next week when we got the guys. Who knows? So stay tuned, chat. Time code in the bottom. But for honorable mention, I'm going to go first because I said so. And I'm going to go and say, hey, Vending Machine. I honestly can't wait because I've been waiting for this episode. We didn't have this new episode this past Wednesday, so I'm just wanting to tell people I want to see if fucking Venom Machine and the Soil fight a Demon Lord. That's how I want to remind people. Just wait and see if fucking Soil, you hear it, and a Venom Machine fight a Demon Lord. That's all I'm saying. I cut up to the beginning after the end. It hurts that I'm intrigued in the show and it's about to end. That's all. I started reading the webtoon from the beginning, by the way. A big shout out to Man-God Grem with the plug, with the connection. I'll give more thoughts on it. Like I literally just started reading like 3 or 4 chapters in 2 days ago because I was just on the commute to train and I had some signals and I just started reading and I could. So I'll give more thoughts when they because I didn't tell Grandma about this chat, so this is a surprise for him. But I'll tell him more thoughts about it next week because I want to read more and I know damn well I'm not gonna catch up. But I just want to see how art wise a bit more compared to Court 1, and if I could give any thoughts about it next week when the last episode I believe airs. Other than that, what else you got for Isekai Fantasy and Man-God Grem?
I've got some big heaters coming up. I mean, are you ready to get into the meat and potatoes of this segment?
Okay. If we're gonna do that, I'm gonna do my last honorable mention, and it's this one. Because it did wrap up the last episode of The Strongest Job is Apparently Not Hero but Sage, but appraiser professional. I gave this from analyst. From enjoyment, I gave it 8. Story wise, 6, character 7, visual animation a solid 7 of enjoyment, pacing 7, and audience design 7. It was a solid 7 show. Is one of the shows that first did finish of the spring season, and it was solid of entertainment. That's all I want to shout out and say, hey, if you guys make time for it, go check it out. If not, you'll hear my last and final thoughts during the spring season tier list in 2 weeks. Other than that, that's all I got. If we have no more to mention, we can move on to the slime.
All right, man. Were you expecting this in Slime? So wait, let's talk about something that Nate's been talking about for a minute. There's no way Yuki's under control, right? There's no way Yuki's playing this situation. Yuki's faking it, right? There's no way Yuki's under control. There's no way, right?
Motherfucker has an on and off switch. It pissed me off
He
so
has
bad.
an on and off switch, bro. Bro has a nah, I'm good switch against skills. Against skills. Which, guys, I would have been very happy if Yuki didn't out himself as having been faking it the whole time. Because in the light novel, we got that scene, right? But the biggest thing is Rimuru sitting there going, so that means Yuki's safe, right? And you know what the sage says? No, this just confirmed that he is evil.
Yep.
What do you mean? Bro, he's got an on and off switch. He was aware, like he was faking it. What do you mean? So yeah, it is now confirmed. If y'all didn't pick up on that, Yuki's the bad guy. Yuki has been the bad guy. We already knew this, but no, it was a triple fake.
It was
He
a triple
faked
fake.
us out.
I was
faked us
pissed.
out, pretending to be the good guy. He faked us out, pretending that he was under control, and he's now faking out being controlled to let everyone know that no, he was that guy the whole fucking time. He's got an on and off switch for this ability. He turned it off to allow himself to be controlled, quote unquote. And then he did the most fucking brutal thing ever. When she's running away to get away, he impales her, sticks his hand through her chest, and
Then Ace.
somehow absorbs her ability because he now has greed. He took that ability off of Maribel at the end of this episode. She said, "Wait, but that's impossible." And he looks at her and smiles and says, "No, I'm just putting it where it rightfully belongs. Because your greed could never compare to mine. It was never in your hands. It was always in mine. Because it always should have been mine." Bro, Yuki is a fucking badass, bro.
I was pissed at Yuki, man. The annoyingness. I was staring at the screen. I was literally just pointing at like this motherfucker, like you fucking asshole. You literally been lying. Like when a dude like yo, I got an on and off switch, and I'm like yo, Sage, Raphael, you're not gonna tell Rimuru like yo, my guy, we should still kill him right now. This makes him unchosen.
You know how I told you guys a little bit before that the great sage doesn't always tell Rimuru the whole truth.
Yeah, I recall telling us that.
One of those moments. The great sage didn't tell Rimuru the whole truth. They'll have a conversation next episode where the great sage will explain it, but the great sage knew the truth most of the time. Like he told Rimuru a while ago, there's like a 99% chance it was Yuki. He knew. Great Sage knew. See, when Rimuru started coming up with wrong ideas, Great Sage never corrected him. Great Sage stayed quiet. And next episode, we'll hear a little bit of Great Sage's explanation as to why.
I can't wait to hear
it. Forward to it.
I can't wait. Can't wait. And the Rimuru respond like, but why didn't you tell me? Like, and no response. Can't wait. The usual bullshit. Can't wait.
No, he actually does get an answer. He gets a full answer this next time.
So we'll find out. Yuki?
And you know what? I promise this to everybody watching, and you're here. If it isn't explained why, I'll explain it, because I don't care.
All right, guys, you got us heard it here. But Yuki, you're an asshole. Shion, I'm shocked that you lost. I thought you would have actually given a good fight.
Keep in mind, Shion uses a lot of skills. Remember that, and on and off switch on all of her skills. So he is completely immune to skills.
That is true.
Remember, Yuki was beating Rimuru not beating, but standing toe to toe with Rimuru in a fight.
Mm.
And Shion's got nothing on Rimuru. Remember that.
Yeah, that is true. You do make a good statement. I retract my statement. I retract I think about Shion. Y'all, Man-God Grem give a good point when it comes to Rimuru and Shion battle capabilities, and Rimuru has a better stance with what he got compared to Shion. So you got a good point. We're gonna see how Rimuru fights the Chaos Dragon. Where's the update on that? This dragon looks fucking humongous, and our Grimillion's just been staring at it the whole time for understandable reasons.
It's her pet. It's
Yeah,
her
for
pet
understandable
dragon. It's
reasons.
her best friend from the story in the past. They this is the
That shit
moment
looks
I
chaotic as
saw a
fuck.
video that is so fun. It's titled "They Really Did This to Get at Millum," because this is basically putting your life as forfeit. Like if Yuki hadn't killed Maribel, and if Rimuru wasn't planning on beating Maribel, you know damn well that
And the minimum will
Miller
Camaro.
would have killed her.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
Because remember, if you guys don't know, Kogali or Kozalim is an elf from this village. The reason he knows about this village, the reason Kogali is the guide, like it hasn't been told to Rimuru, but the reason Kogali is the one who knows is because Kogali was in the original city, which if you don't remember, a couple thousand years ago, there was this great elven city, and somebody decided it would be a good idea. Some stupid fucking elf decided it would be a good idea to corrupt a certain dragon and turn it into the Chaos Dragon. And when they did that, Millum rampaged and slaughtered every elf in that city, with a very small exception of like a couple hundred that managed to get out. Kozalim was one of those that got out. That's Kozalim's backstory.
Yeah, I believe they
That's where
did.
he came from.
I believe they did a small reference of here
Yeah.
and there in the past 2 episodes. So they did show the little
And I
small
think
flashback.
last season they told the whole story about, or no, season 2, right?
Yeah.
Is that was them explaining how to revive people. It was because that was from her backstory. She killed that entire village of elves. That's why she did it. So that she could bring her dragon back. But her dragon didn't have a soul when they did that. So she had to put her dragon down again. And you know what they decided to fucking do again? They brought the dragon back again to Millum, and Millum has to kill her best friend for a third time now.
So I'm curious to see how the next episode will be for episode 11 for the
Can you
last.
imagine if she figured out it was Yuki behind this plot? Oh boy.
Bro, she's gonna put the hand through the stone and be like, oh, how it feels. You have a donut
Yeah.
just like Ace. Or like Maribel.
Let's go to the donut store.
Just a donut store. You
So
get a
they
donut. You
pissed
get
off
a
Millum. They did the thing. They actually sat there and said, "Fuck it, get Millum out of the way, and we can take out Rimuru." And Yuki straight up lost in a fight to Rimuru. That's just how it went.
Yeah.
He has anti skill, and straight up Rimuru won.
Yeah.
Because Yuki was pretending to be under that spell. He even got a boost from greed. He was using that pretend to try to beat Rimuru, and guess what? He fucking lost.
He was honest. He was honest to Maribel, like, hey, I did give him all. I just lost. I can't do shit about that.
I can't do shit about that.
He has to
But
be
you know what?
honest.
Now he has Greed's power actually under his control because he killed Maribel.
I wonder who's he gonna control now. Like, I wonder how. I wonder how. I wonder what's gonna go
Well, you
next.
can't use that ability anymore because now Rimuru knows how it works. There's no way you can get away with using that anymore and it getting past Rimuru.
Exactly.
You
That's why I'm
know?
wondering, like, how's he gonna use this for himself or to his advantage without Rimuru being in the way? Because Rimuru and Sage know the process already. So I wonder how's it gonna, like, as a anime only that don't know light novel and
Yeah.
everything. I'm like, as a viewer, I'm intrigued. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't started with Wifey yet because the dub is only up to episode 6. I'm kind
Mhm.
of waiting to get a bit more so I could catch her up on it. But I'm curious to see where this goes because we haven't still seen my dude Diablo. Where the fuck you have been, Diablo?
Diablo's
You're
going
still
on
getting
a
his
recovery. Don't
assistance.
worry
Yeah.
about him.
So like you busy, but I need to see you buy your guy because right now your guy needs you.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is Ultima, Carrera, and Testarossa are on their way.
Whoever the fuck they are, I'm waiting on ya.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
waiting to see where that goes. Remember, chat, we got 5 cores. We're getting 1 more core this next season. It ain't stopping. This train ain't stopping. We got a bit more to go. I think after that takes break
Damn
until
right.
next year. So, Slime, I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. But slime is always so much fun. I'm gonna start talking about some Ascendance of a Bookworm now. Again, look at his face. Every time I do it, he gets so upset. We finally learned why Rosemine is too small. Because Rosemine has mana blockages in her body. Basically, in this world, people that have mana, when they die, they become face stones. You know, those stones that that big black face stone? That's a face stone. Humans that have mana turn into face stones when they die. So something like that. Um, she has a lot of blockages in her blood because when she was young, and this wasn't fully explained because they did it really fucking quickly in the anime because they should have done this immediately because I mentioned it in like episode 2 that Ferdinand had already figured out what's wrong with mine. It's because when he put mana through her to look at her body, he looked at her mana circuit ways. There are blockages in her body. Essentially, she has clogged arteries all over her body of mana, and mana is what lets you grow. Mana is it's part of your circulatory system, and it is blocked up. Now, normally that is not possible to happen because those blockages only occur if the person is dead. That means commoner children with the devouring often die really young because they can't do anything about their mana. That means that the 2 characters we know that are way too short, it's because they had died several times because you can die and come back. And that's what happened. Mine died and came back a couple of times. And no, you're making look. She like it's what happens. Her heart stopped beating for a little bit and then it came back and then it stopped. Every time she got really sick and was in bed and shit like that,
I recall us
she was
talking about
dying.
it when we watched it last year during January, during
Yeah.
those 3 weeks. I remember us talking about it. And just in my
Yeah.
head, I don't know why, I thought about like her dying, and then I'm just hearing, Monster Reborn! Alright, die again. Monster Reborn! Just again, just
It's
her
so
coming back to
dumb.
life. Like, hey, I'm alive. Once again, I have enough mana, and then die. Not enough mana. Monster Reborn. I don't know what I should pop in my
It's not
head.
that she has not enough, it's that she has too much.
Yeah, too much.
Is what was happening. So she has a whole bunch of these blockages in her body, and that's why she can't grow very well. So there is a item that every noble has to carry on them. It's called a Juerv. What it is it is essentially a phoenix down. It is a thing that brings you back to life, that can cure you of any illness, that can stop mana blockages that are in your bloodstream and make everything okay. Mine is this strong, and her mana is very strictly restricted. Her mana is not nearly as strong as it should be because she has so many blockages. But she is now going to be making a Juerv to heal herself. That is what the entire plot of part 3 is, guys. We got this finally in episode 10 because for some reason they didn't tell us about it earlier when we learned this in the novel in like the one of the first couple chapters of part 3. Like in the first novel, in one of the first chapters, we learned about this because it's the first thing Sylvester did after well, it's the first thing Ferdinand did after mine got adopted. He looked at her, he examined her, and figured out what's wrong. It's the first thing he did. But 10 episodes later, we're finally hearing about it.
I think that was like the last stream we did, and you told me about that on stream, I believe.
Yeah, I told you. I was like, it's we're supposed to be getting this and we haven't yet. It's absurd. We finally got it, episode 10.
Interesting anime
And it was a
placement.
really quick, not even 5-minute discussion. They were like, "Oh yeah, so basically a long time ago, Ferdinand checked me out, and he figured out that there's mana blockages inside of me, so we're making this potion to cure me." Which is kind of a big deal because that's what this entire plot, like this whole part, is about. You know, it's about her getting used to being a noble now, and about them making her noble Juerv so that she can fucking be okay. So she can start growing, guys. That's what makes her so short. Remember, she's the same age as Lutz, and Lutz is taller than fucking Gil.
Yeah.
Lutz is pretty tall now.
And he's 10, right? I think Lutz is 10.
Well, 9, I think, or 8, or I think they're like 9, right? Something like that.
Okay.
So yeah.
And it doesn't
There you
say
go.
it doesn't say on Endless either 24 episodes. It just says 11 episodes coming up. I mean like yeah, the 11 episodes coming. It doesn't say nothing 12, so we don't know. No confirmation yet from what it seems like.
No, I think we had confirmation this is gonna be like 25 episodes or something. I thought we had confirmation. But anyway, there you go.
Go watch Bookworm.
Finally.
Chat. I'll be cut up.
All right.
Promise.
Now moving on. Witch Hat Atelier.
What happened in this episode? I'm trying to remember, honestly. You don't remember yourself?
Go on. Whoa. Well, we got them starting the second test, right?
Ah, yes. We enter the realm of the second test.
Penguins. They gotta take care of penguins.
Yes.
Penguin-like creature things. Yeah.
Yeah, the penguin migration. That's what it was. They're doing this,
Yeah.
and they're being
We
dressed
also
up as
learned- Yeah, we also learned a little bit about Riche and what's going on with her.
Yeah, it seems like this is gonna be like a her arc type of thing. It seems like this is gonna be like a
It
focal
seemed that
point.
way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems like she doesn't have a great past. She has a problem of actually expressing her emotions, and she doesn't want to. She doesn't like change. I don't think she likes change. I don't think she's a fan of change. It's not up her alley. When it comes to because I think Witch Hat, I think it's about to end with 13 episodes. Yeah, 2 more episodes, so we have 12 and 13. So it seems like we're gonna end off with test 2 ending, but probably by the next 2 episodes, and see where that goes. Fuck the other teacher that left with his student not even believing him, not even be supportive. So fuck that teacher that went back to wherever they're supposed to go fuck themselves. That teacher's is ass. And when it comes to Abu Kifri, I love how he's caring. As a teacher, you should be like that. Even if you are doing the best for your students, and even if they think they might hate you, you're doing your own decision and being supportive. So I really enjoy that when it comes to Kifri. And when it comes to the character that you just mentioned. What was it? Rickshaw. Like when it comes to her, we're gonna get interesting paths of how and why she doesn't like change, why she felt the way she felt of not want to take the test, that they want to do only what they want to do. They don't want to do other people's spells. Like that's like a very strong admiration, like very strong determination of not wanting to do other people's stuff. So for you to be that strong, you must have a hard path to go through. Other than that, that's all I got for this episode. How about you, Graham?
I'm happy to finally learn a little bit about Riche and about her past and about her maybe not feeling that she likes other people's spells because they're not hers. She wants it to be her stuff because that's what her brother liked. And then her brother ended up leaving, and so she's got some trauma there. The reason she came to Keyfree is because Keyfree said, we'll keep it like I'll let you do what you want to do. But Keyfree got really good advice from the dude looking over him who said, "Hey man, like you have to be a good example for your students. And right now, your students, especially her, she's kind of fucking up, She's stuck in the past, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you have to be a teacher here." And he decides to be a teacher. Like you said, he tells her, "Look, trust me. Take this test. If you want to be you, if you want to be your own person, you have to take this test. You have to pass so that you can prove that your magic is like it works. That your magic is good enough. Like if you want to do your magic, you have to get past this step because the step you're currently on is you have to prove a mastery of magic. So show me your magic. Show me you can do this. And Richet says, "All right, but if this goes poorly, like, and if I don't like this, I'm never trusting you again." Which is fair, but like also she needs to learn this lesson. So I'm excited for this. I imagine she's gonna pass the test. For some reason, I feel like Fat Agate with an F, is gonna fail. I don't know.
I don't even know how you got there. I don't even know how you got there, but you know what?
Agate with an F?
Yeah,
Well, I watched this show with Daiki, right? Me and Neko and Daiki were watching it, but recently it's just been me and Daiki. And Daiki really likes Agate, so I just call her Agate with an F all the time.
understandable. Chat. If you're in the same wavelength, write it down in the comment section.
And he's just like, "All right, bro, shut up." So, Agate with an F, it is. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited to see what's gonna go on this test. Uh, Next episode should be coming out tomorrow, so guys, by the time you watch this episode up on YouTube, the episode will have come out. So, yeah,
And we'll be talking about it on Discord if you guys want to talk about it. If not, wait until the next week. We do discussion for episode 12. If
yeah.
not, we'll find out in the next couple of seconds. Will Grandma be talking about ReZero, or will he say, "Hey, let's end our show since I can't talk shit about it, since I need to have my headphones off since I don't want to be spoiled by ReZero"? Or would he wait until next week when Nate and myself is cut up?
All I want to say about ReZero, ladies and gentlemen, is murder is a habit.
That's so fucking vague that I don't even know what that. I can't even know what that
That's
means.
the name of the episode. Murder is a habit.
Chat. I'm like 6
This
episodes
episode
behind.
was so good. Look, I could talk about this for hours. Next week I probably will. Hopefully my co-hosts and I will all be around and we can really get into the meat and potatoes of this episode because holy shit, this episode is so good. If you guys were here last week when I was teasing Nate and telling him that
Which one? Will you tease him?
guy you think is going on? because you guys have a lot more information than Nate had last week. And I think the writing's on the wall, so to speak, for what's going on right now. I would like some guesses. Again, please, if you know the answer, don't give us the answer. Although, let's be real, if you're commenting on this in the future, let it rip. Let it be known if I went too far teasing Nate about it. But I think I did pretty good with it. I don't think I gave up too much. Just nudging him in the right direction. But I'm excited. Nate has no idea. I don't even know if he's seen this week's episode yet, because I was talking to him about it, and at the time we last spoke, he hadn't watched it yet, which was earlier this morning. On the day recording, anyway, he hadn't watched it yet.
So that's about 12
So
hours ago.
no, it was more like
14, 15 hours ago.
14, 15 hours ago. Yeah.
All right then. So who knows? He may have watched it,
knows?
or if not, if anything, he could jump on stream with me on Wednesday, and we could watch the 7th episode I'm behind on, and the new one, the 8th one. And by the way, I heard a rumor that they'll be stopping or break sometime soon, and then continue on mid-July or mid-August with the rest. Is that true?
I don't know.
Yeah, I heard a
I don't
report.
know about that.
Yeah, I heard a report that there's going to be stopping around episode 9 or 10. And then
Well, I
after,
know next week is episode 11, and everyone's super hyped for that one or whatever.
yeah, that they was gonna end around episode 11 or 12. And then the last 9 episodes or 8 episodes will be in the core 2 around mid-July, mid-August is why I heard the report that they'll be starting. But nothing has been confirmed, so I'll just curious to know if you heard the same thing. But hey, until then, we will see. If not, it's just gonna
Do
continue
my
going
best
straight
to
forward.
not look up discourse, because I mean, I don't like looking at the Twitter and all that stuff, because I'll be honest, anime fans are kind of stupid a lot of the time.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So we apologize, chat, that if you want to hear more ReZero conversation, this was not the episode, and I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Please, I will be cut up with Nate, and we will be talking about it. We will give Gremlin an hour of dedication to talk about it on Off the Bench. Where this episode was 2-hour podcast. Next week you're gonna get a 4-hour podcast, chat. So don't worry, stay tuned. I know they will be happy. That's what I got on that one. But if Man-God Grem has no more thoughts on of ReZero, we could just come to the end and conclusion of our show.
Murder is a habit. Anyway, thank you for coming out. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for always supporting us, watching, commenting, subscribing. Please do all the things. We try to be here every week for you guys. Sometimes it doesn't work out. We got real lives, believe it or not. So unfortunately, as much as I give my co-host shit, I acknowledge that life is hard a lot of the time. So you know what? I can't be too upset, and neither should you guys be. But we are trying our best. And we will be here next week, hopefully, with Nate in tow. But honestly, his job's been kind of being a bit of a dick lately, you know. So who knows? If he doesn't work next week, he will be on, and we will have a nice conversation. But we don't know. Stay safe. If you're watching this the week this came out and you're in New York, stay inside. Holy shit! Like, who knows what's gonna go on outside these days. Anyway, that's all from me. Read light novels. Sorry, watch light novels and read anime.
Like everything Graham said, like, comment, subscribe. Go check out Neko. Go check out Nate if he does YouTube. We still plan to do what are we watching for the summer season sometime in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. We will be having a good time. Nate will be here. I'll be cut up to Bookworm, ReZero, and Nippon. Those were the main three. And Akane-banashi. Those were the main four that I'd be cut up on. Wistoria, let's make that bet and see where that goes. Because I would try to do all five, but I'm going to do four. Let's see how many numbers we can do. Like you said, watch light novels, watch some manga, and read some anime, and read some movies. Go watch Week's Lounge.
And hopefully stay tuned for next week. I can tell you about what I've been binging.
Yes. And a big shout out to Wifey and Graham. Oh, American Dream ends next month. It's final season.
All American. All American.
All American.
It's a football TV show. All right. You know.
Yeah.
It shows you how much King cares about what his wife watches. I watch the shows that his wife watches.
The only reason I added the dream part is because there's an actual mall in New Jersey, and there's the All American Dream Mall. So that's why it just flew off the tongue.
I thought you were thinking about Dusty Rhodes or something.
He popped up too when I said it. So all three things was just intertwining. It was the show, the football, it was American Dream, Dusty, and then the New Jersey Mall that I was talking about it today. So all three connection. Other than that, chat, thank you for watching Off the Binge. Episode 81 on the docket, on the books. 82 next week with the trio.
Hopefully.